I'm Clarice.
I'm Delana.
Lee.
And this is our project. We did the waste audit. So some background information on food waste. So food is discarded by production and producing, distribution, stores, and at home. Food is the largest component of the solid waste in landfills, and food waste costs the U.S. $218 billion annually. 50% of the food is wasted and mainly from restaurants. Some of our methods were we collected data from the UT dining facilities. So it was Einstein's Bagels, PCB, and UT Athletics, and a few others. We measured pounds of food donated as well as types of food. And we also looked at donated food from local pantries around campus, so like Carms, Smokies, Second Harvest, and Love Kitchen. Some of our results from August 2017 to June 2018, there was 11,778 pounds of food that were donated from UT facilities and restaurants to the surrounding food pantries. So the most food donation was to Carm, and then the second one would be Love Kitchen. So in our results, we also figured out that the type of food that was mostly donated was basically just miscellaneous, and then we next was grab and go and move out. So basically anything from the pod. The donation facilities that received the most donation were campus restaurants, the pod, and miscellaneous.
So there are some causes and effects for food waste. Most of the causes is from the different stages of food production. The first one being agricultural production. Here you can generate food waste from losses due to spillage, losses due to poor crop harvest, and losses due to animal death. A lot of the poor crop harvest is because of improper tools used when harvesting. Some of the stuff you can use is out of date, so you don't get your full crop harvest. And you can also harvest your crops at the wrong time. And this is also an issue as climate change happens, because the seasons can change and vary when you can harvest your crops. The second stage of production would be handling and storage. Here you can have losses due to transportation issues between farms and distributors, and also losses due to insufficient storage facilities. So here you can have, if you're transporting goods, you can have it not be refrigerated properly or just not stored properly, and it ends up spoiling and being wasted. You can also, the next stage would be processing. And here you would have losses due to trimming spillage during the slaughtering of meat, and losses due to spillage during washing, peeling, or slicing. And you can avoid a lot of this by not buying pre-packaged foods. If you just take it home and do it yourself, you can avoid any waste from peeling and slicing that's going on. It just ends up in the garbage. The next stage of production is distribution. Here you have losses and waste due to issues with the market system and food that's never sold for whatever reason. In class, we talked about how sometimes the produce that they make can be misshapen or just not look perfect, so people just won't buy it at the store, or the grocery store will receive it and think, oh, this won't sell, and then they will just throw it out. And then the final stage is consumption. Here you can have waste caused by the individual at household level and the purchasing and eventual disposal of more food than is consumed. So basically it's from scraps that you will scrape off into the garbage and it goes to the landfill. And also if you buy too much food and you don't end up cooking it and just throw it out, that's also where waste comes from. So food waste has environmental, social, and economic effects. It contributes to greenhouse gases by rotting away in the landfill. It'll generate methane, which we've talked about before. And it also takes up energy and resources from the agriculture, because you're using up all your water, and then you're using up gases, and it just ends up being food waste. Also, food that's wasted can also be donated to those in need, which is what this study was about. So the food is perfectly fine, but ends up being in the garbage. And then reducing waste is also cost effective. So some impacts of donating food: it helps people that can't afford food, prevents good food from ending up in landfills, saves money from waste disposal, lowers the environmental impact of businesses, and reduces emissions associated with food waste. And here I put up a picture of Smokey's Pantry, which was one of the pantries in this study. And I just want to point out that A lot of UT faculty and students can use this pantry at the end of the year if you have like food that you don't want, or instead of just throwing it in the garbage, you can donate it to Smokey's Pantry. They also take hygiene products, so whatever you have.
So when we're talking about the subject of food donations, it comes down to perishable and non-perishable foods. Now, hopefully, we're all aware of the difference. Non-perishables are something that most people are going to tell you to donate. That's the more important foods to donate. Reason is because they have a longer shelf life and they don't necessarily require refrigeration. Whereas perishable foods usually tend to stay refrigerated or frozen. They're more likely to spoil and become unsafe. So, when most places are telling you to donate foods or other things, they're going to probably tell you non-perishables, again, so they don't spoil and they're safer to eat. In my hometown, we had a tornado about 10 years ago, and when there's other major events, major disasters and other things, when people tell you to donate food, it's typically going to be non-perishable foods. You're probably not going to donate perishable foods. So, food security can be defined as access by all people at all times, and it's when they have enough food for an active and healthy lifestyle. Low food security is reduced quality and a low variety, low desirability of diet, and with little or no indication of reduced food intake. Now, very low food security would be multiple indications of disrupted eating patterns and reduced food intake. And it should be noted that 1 out of 8 households are considered food insecure, or they deal with food insecurity. Food security itself, it actually correlates with obesity. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, if people consume and eat a lot of food, they're probably become obese and fat, not shaming anybody. But, and then climate change is also a lead factor in the food crisis. When you have major disasters like drought, major storms, agriculture can become affected. The food that you eat on farms can become contaminated or something like that. So that leads to another big crisis. And then food banks, pantries, soup kitchens, like we have some on campus, they work to address additional needs for food security that is not met by the government. So in our conclusions, this study, we worked to show how much food goes into waste on UT's campus. Food waste, as we know, can cause harm to the environment in several ways. And a solution for food waste is obviously to try and avoid it in the first place. And something else you could do is donate to local food pantries. Again, that goes back to non-perishable foods, specifically what you're going to donate. And then another way you could avoid food waste, something we do in my family is when we go to the store and we go out to eat at a restaurant, we purposely don't get enough food. If we want more food, we'll either go buy more food or order more food. Reason is because when you go to places like restaurants, some restaurants will give you a buttload of food that you're obviously not going to finish, and you end up either taking it home with you, like I guess to-go boxes, whatever you do, and or you just end up throwing it away. Which I've worked in a restaurant before, and it's amazing how much food just goes into the waste. I mean, if you cook a burger or something wrong, it's just in the trash can. So that's just one way we could reduce food waste, is just maybe not ordering as much food from restaurants or just not buying as much food from stores. If there's a way we could reduce our intake by eating more healthier, more organic, sustainable foods, I think that would be a very positive thing to reduce food waste. And then the last slide is our works cited. And that's all we got.